It was a morning filled with the kind of bright promise that only a new day can bring. The sun was shining, casting a golden glow over the schoolyard. You could feel the excitement buzzing in the air. The head teacher, a woman with a heart full of good intentions. She had planned a special outing for the students. This was not just any day. Learning outside the classroom walls, a day for adventure, new experiences. The children, backpacks filled, spirits high. Each one looked forward to the simple pleasures the trip would hold. Their laughter was a beautiful melody, a sound of pure, untroubled happiness that filled the bus from front to back. As the bus pulled away, the children's voices rose in cheerful songs. They pointed out the window at the passing scenery, faces pressed against the cool glass, watching the world go by. The teacher smiled, feeling fulfillment at their joy. The road ahead looked clear, a long ribbon of asphalt under a brilliant blue sky. There was absolutely no sign, no warning. It was a picture of perfect normalcy, innocent fun on a beautiful day, a memory to be cherished. In these moments of peace and anticipation, we move forward without a second thought. Everything seemed to be exactly as it should be, but life can change in an instant. Then, in a single terrifying heartbeat, the world was turned upside down. The bus, traveling along that sun-drenched road, suddenly encountered a hidden slick patch. The driver fought for control, but the massive vehicle began to slip. A terrible grinding sound filled the air, ripping through joy and replacing it with panic. The children's songs turned into screams, glass shattered, sparkling like a cruel rain as the bright day plunged into chaotic darkness. The world became a whirlwind of noise, confusion, and fear. For what felt like an eternity, breaking metal, cries of the terrified, violent jolts of impact, and then a final crash. Stillness. Silence descended, heavy, deafening, and a nightmare began. In that moment of impact, everything changed. The plans, the hopes, the simple expectations were obliterated. The world was no longer safe. It was devastation. When the first responders arrived, they met heartbreaking devastation. The wounded giant lay on its side, windows smashed, frame twisted. The beautiful day became a canvas of sorrow. Tragically, some bright spirits were extinguished. Others, including the teacher, were badly hurt and rushed to care. Sirens pierced the quiet as paramedics worked urgently, faces etched with focus and compassion. The head teacher wept under the crushing weight of grief. Families rushed in, some to devastating news, others to tearful reunions. The shock spread through every home, every heart. In the quiet hours after tragedy, when sirens fade, a somber stillness sets in and a question echoes. We look at lives cut short, families torn apart, and ask, why? Why did God allow this to happen? This cry has been heard for centuries in private loss and public grief. We believe in a loving God, so tragedy feels like contradiction. Let me be clear, God does not cause these terrible things. We live in a broken world where accidents and pain are real, and God's heart breaks with ours. He is close to the broken-hearted and saves the crushed in spirit. He was there in the wreckage, comforting and welcoming the innocent. He did not cause the pain, but walks with us through it. It's easy to have faith in sunshine. The true test comes in the valley. In the wake of heartbreak, we can feel helpless. But this is precisely the moment to turn to prayer. Prayer is not a magic shield, nor a last resort. It does not promise storms won't come, but it changes things, and most of all, it changes us. Prayer invites calm and peace into our hearts. A calm driver is more focused, calm passengers more cooperative. Prayer builds unity. Individuals become a team, a family. We look out for one another. Small acts with big impact. Finally, prayer humbly asks God's protection and guidance. It fills us with hope, a vital spiritual nutrient. That is why we turn to prayer. While prayer is the foundation, faith must be paired with action. Faith without works is dead. We can't pray for safety and act recklessly. Do our part with sensible, concrete steps. Ensure the vehicle is sound. Review maintenance records, tires, brakes, lights. Ensure the driver is well rested, focused, not under undue stress. This is stewardship, not mistrust. If seatbelts are available, they're non-negotiable. Keep noise down so the driver can concentrate. Everyone understands the plan, route, schedule, rules. Be ready for the unexpected. Know who's trained and how to call for help. Briefly teach. Stay calm, listen, help one another. Empowering, not scary. The wound could have torn the town apart. Instead, compassion emerged from the ashes. Not thoughts and prayers alone, they acted. Love made visible in warm meals and presents. The school became a place of healing and listening. They visited, read, and brought light to sterile rooms. A night of prayer gathered every walk of life. Voices blended, shared grief, resilient faith. God working through willing hands and feet. They eased burdens so families could heal, not fixing pain, walking with the suffering. This is the body of Christ, showing up in darkness. The crash was darkness, but the response, a brilliant, enduring light. Love, stronger than loss. As shock subsided, pain became purpose. They honored the children by changing the future. Supported, not blamed, she led reforms. Clear, non-negotiable rules for trips. Pre-trip multi-point inspections. Reports shared with parents. Strict rest policy for drivers. Minimum 2 teachers. Better supervision. An inclusive moment of prayer and centering. Safety as partnership. Effort and grace. Rigorous checks. Driver protocols. Increased supervision. A living memorial in action. Grief transformed into a legacy of care and protection. We honor those precious children and learn gently, proactively. The path forward is a blend of faith and action. Student, parent, teacher. It begins with a humble heart, needing God's guidance and our diligent effort. First, begin with prayer. Before ignition or pull away, pause. Ask God for a calm heart, a focused mind, a safe journey. Invite His hand of protection. Second, check the basics. Inspections, rest, seatbelts. Be responsible passengers for everyone's sake. Finally, be a friend on the journey. Look out for one another. Pause and pray. Check the basics. Be a friend. We won't prevent every accident, but we will travel safer, grow kinder, and walk more hopeful. Let every journey begin with prayer, proceed with care, and be filled with the grace of God.